Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
I was reminded of this deep truth last night in a conversation with an incredible being that is the subject of this podcast here today, which is you go first. You go first. So I'm, every time I come on here to record, I'm really very intentionally clear. And if not, I get myself there really quickly. And what I mean by that is I don't feel that it's sometimes warranted, but really the right thing to bring my stuff into a conversation. Okay? What I mean by that is like when I share stuff about my life, when I share from a deep truth, it's really important that I'm clear. Number one, so that I'm not putting my energy and my stuff and things that I'm healing onto you. And number two, that I can be really clear so I can receive the messages that need to be said. I can say the things that need to be said. I can show up the way I need to show up for you. And if you're hearing a little bit of rain, it's because it is raining today as I'm driving home to drop off the kids at school. But like that I'm clear, okay, that I'm clear. And so today is a little different. Today I'm feeling a little raw with stuff. And, but there was just this feeling inside of me that still said, no, push record and speak into this right now. So you go first. So what does this mean? And we'll see, whatever comes up is going to come up. I just trust that this is what you need to hear today. You go first, okay? Let me start first with a little bit of parenting reality, okay? And you know, if you have kids, or maybe you remember when you were a kid, that it kind of went like this with your siblings, right? So you're having a little bit of a spat or an upset, or you're fighting or like whatever, right? And you're maybe asked to apologize, okay? So you as a parent ask your kids, like, come on, buddy, like just apologize and let's move on, okay? Well, I'm not going to say sorry unless he says he's sorry. Or, come on, buddy, just kind of let it go, that thing that was said, right? We don't need to hold on to it anymore. Well, I'm not going to let it go unless he lets it go, okay? Or, like, come on, someone's got to go first, right? Well, I'm not going to go first because, like, it just goes on and on and on, right? And we laugh about it with the kids, and we've either remember stuff when we were kids, or we are, going through this reality with our kids right now, where it's like, look, somebody's got to go first, right? Somebody's got to take the step. Somebody's got to extend the olive branch in a fight. Somebody's got to take that lead. It's not always about the other person, right? And so how does this tend to show up in our life, right? And from the kids' standpoint, they go, well, I'm not going to say I'm sorry until I know that I feel like, I've been told sorry. Really kind of, big picture translation is, I'm not going to tell that person, my brother, that I'm feeling that I see and hear you, unless I know that you see and hear me. And the backwards notion of this that I'm, working so hard to teach the kids, because teach the kids early. Let's help our kids awaken early in life or never fall asleep, so that they stay connected to their souls, connected to their hearts, connected to who they truly are. So please teach what you are uncovering for yourself to your children. Don't feel like you got to hold this back. Like, come on now. Let's help our kids with this, right? It's so interesting how we want to kind of do things, quote unquote, better for our kids than we did. And often it goes towards providing them things or experiences. And that's lovely. But like, these are the things this is the foundation. Like, these are the gifts for our kids. Far beyond the trips and the education and the stuff. And, that's all fine and dandy. But like, this is big. This is big, big stuff. So this notion that, again, somebody else, like the thing that we want, which is we all have this basic need, right? I want to be seen. I want to be heard, which really translates to, am I enough? Do I matter in this space, in the world? Do I have purpose and meaning? Do I fucking matter? And we look for that in our children sometimes, in our spouse, significant other, in our friends, with work, right? We look for this kind of like externally going on. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, the challenge is when it's like all the eggs are in that basket, meaning that my worth, my validation, that I matter on this planet is based on what I'm seeing outside of me. No. Nope. Because here's the, and I'll just speak in this for a moment, we're going to come back on to really what I want to speak into with this today. When you place all your eggs on that basket, and it only comes from the outside, and it is not aligned with how you feel on the inside, let me tell you something. That is not going to hold water much longer. And you're going to get to the point where, as you maybe even have already, where people can say all these wonderful things. Oh my God, look at all the things you've done for me, right? Like maybe what you've done with your work or business or some kind of career, or your kids will say stuff, or your spouse will say stuff, and you will not be able to receive it because you don't feel that you matter. You don't feel like you're enough. You don't see and hear yourself. The feeling of being and wanting, and again, that basic need of I need to be seen, I need to be heard, is only going to come from another person when we go first. And I know, I get it. Like, it's scary to be the first one to say that, right? In a relationship, the first one to say I love you, the first one to share something deep, like. But it is this crazy thing of if we want something, we need to give it first. And I know we think it's backwards. Well, once I know that I feel love, well, then I can be loving. Once I know that, this thing will work, then I'll take the leap. Once I know how to really create what I want to create with my business or, things inside of relationship or with children or my health, like, then I'll know, no, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And I behoove you to look back to anything significant that you have done in your life where everything was all lined up. Or if it involves somebody else, which is this conversation, that it only worked because that person went first. Because you know what? They're thinking the same thing too. You go first. I'm not going to accept and see you until I know that you accept and see me. No. Someone's got to put that shit down at some point. That, I'm just going to call this like it is, right? With love, immaturity. And say, I'm going to go first. You go first, sister. You go first, brother. You want to receive? You better learn how to give. You want to feel loved? You better, number one, love yourself. And number two, give love to that person. You want to be accepted? You accept them first. How easy it is for us, right? Listen, I've done this. The reason I can get really fired up sometimes or really emotional because I've fucking been there. And sometimes, by the way, that been there is like yesterday, okay? There is no linear path to this. You will fall back on old patterns and you'll pick yourself up and you'll go back again and you'll get a little better every single time. You'll get more resilient. You'll be aware of things. You'll go, oh shit, that's that pattern thing I'm doing. You'll become present in it. You will stop being so unconscious. But for now, if you're in that place where you just are running on that subconscious program, you just find yourself doing things, saying things, where you're just like, God, why did I do and say that? Why did I show up that way? I'm so not trying to do that anymore. And yet you'll do it, boom, just like that, just like that, just like that. Because that program is deep. And the more you start to really awaken, the more you start to do this deep work, the more you start to tell the truth, the more you start to be honest, the more you start to see your responsibility, your role in the life that you're currently living, if it's not what you want or not exactly the way that you want it to be, the more that you trust, you let go of all the control, all these things, okay? You're still going to slip and fall. You're still going to drift. You're still going to go off course, but you will check yourself very quickly and move forward. And you won't hold on to the guilt and the blame and the shame, and you'll just like a toddler learning how to walk, right? Oh, just get right back again. Oh, I fell again. And get right back again. I get right back again. I get right back up again. But you need to be the one that goes first. There's a reason that you're hearing this message today. The reason that you are not progressing forward, there could be many reasons for that, by the way. That you're not seeing the results of what you clearly want within your life. You're waiting for somebody to give something to you, and then you'll do the thing. And then you'll take that leap. And then you'll open your heart. Nope. You go first. You go first. You go first. If not for the sheer fact that you're seeing that you holding back on all this stuff is not getting you anywhere. It's not getting you the results that you want. It's not. Because you're waiting for somebody to give it to you first. Well, I'll tell you what. I declare, suddenly I'm in like Gone with the Wind. I declare that you may give yourself permission today to be the one that steps forward. Okay? You find your courage. You dig deep inside of yourself. You go, this matters to me, and here's why. And I'm going to take that quote-unquote risk, because staying where I am right now is costing me too damn much. Staying where I am right now keeps me stuck. There is a way out of where you are right now, and it means that you go first. There's no more waiting. There's no more hesitation. There's no more waiting for somebody else to do it first, or for you to feel you got to wait for some kind of validation on the outside. If you feel inside your heart that this is something that you want, then you be the one to give it first. You want to be accepted? Go accept that person. You want to be seen and heard? Start seeing and hearing the person that you want it so desperately from, or the people you want it so desperately from. You want to receive beautiful things in your life? Better start giving. Give so that person can receive that you now see, and is that mirror back to show you how to do it. Do you get this big picture? We are not disconnected in this world. Can we please all stop acting like we are? That somehow we're all alone on the island of victimhood, of the island of like life sucks, of why does all this shit keep happening to me? The town of nobody gets me. And we just really go, I am done with that stuff. It's a decision that can be, boom, that things begin to shift. Now, does everything shift? Do you suddenly unwind the decades of programming that you've been like going through? Not to mention the lineage of shit that you're probably carrying through from past ancestors? No, it still takes some time, but the decision can start today. The decision to shift, the decision to change, the decision to go first, it can begin right now. Our life is all about choices. What are you choosing with so much love? Is it getting you what you want? Because you know the definition of insanity, right? You keep doing the same shit and expecting a different result. That's crazy. That is lunacy. It doesn't get better by doing the same things that never got you the result, by just doing more of them, or doing it harder, or doing it, I'm just going to do it for a longer period of time. No, it doesn't work that way. And the simplest thing you could do in this moment, with this podcast, with this message, is simply to decide, I'm going to go first. I'm going to pull up my big girl panties, my big boy britches, whatever, and say, I'm going to go first. Without ego, with humility, with grace, with compassion, with love, I will go first. And how does that look like? I'm going to open up my heart. I'm going to say I'm sorry first. I'm going to speak my truth first. I'm going to share something with somebody and say, you know what? I'm so afraid to share this with you. But here's what I'm going to share right now. I'm going to take that leap in business. I'm going to Like finally invest in my health and know that it matters enough because I got little sets of eyes with my children in my home that are seeing this. I'm going to begin the work on healing myself, even if others around me are not in this same kind of journey right now. Don't judge them. Love them. They are where they are. They're doing their absolute best. But you know better, you do better, right? Maya Angelou, you know better, you do better. You do better. Do better. And I'm going to do this because I know that in my own healing of working through this stuff, I'm making sure that this cycle that keeps going on in generations, that it ends with me and I don't pass this shit on to my kids. Now, you can take this as a heavy responsibility, all these things, or you can breathe into it and go, man, I have choices. I can decide. I have free will. I can shift this ship that feels like this out of controlness right now. Like we're the Titanic moving towards the iceberg, or I've already hit it. You can choose to simply go first. So your more tip for today is this, is there something for you right now in your life that you're waiting for the other person, you're waiting for the opportunity to present itself, you go first, have the conversation, extend the olive branch, open up your heart, take that first step, commit to something, like you go first. We truly do receive what we give. We truly do see the actions that we take come back to us. These are universal principles and laws that go on. And so we can choose to use them to our advantage, to be a real co-creator in this life, or we can keep fighting against reality. It's a choice, right? And you might just choose to keep fighting what is. That's okay. I don't judge you for that. I'm trusting that that's part of your journey too, is that maybe you just got to hit a bigger bottom, right? That suddenly sounded really like naughty. This is when humor and comedy can come into play, by the way, to lighten up things. I swear that was done for a reason, so I could lighten this up. So yeah, where do you need to go first, okay? That's your more tip. Just identify where it is. And number 2, just do that thing, whatever that thing is. But do it today. Like, don't hesitate. Go, I'll do it next week. No, you won't. No, you won't. I know you feel like you will. I've been there before too. But you won't. We take action in the moment. We take action in the moment. We do something in the moment. When we feel the inspiration, if we wait on it, it just goes away. Okay, so take that action today. And, the Women Wanting More retreat experience was just coming up. So January 2020, it's in about a little bit more than 2 months. We're going to dive deep on this stuff. Okay, that subconscious programming, like how do you unwind out of that? How do you, claim your worthiness when the voices in your head have been telling you for years and decades that you don't matter? Like, great, Karen, so I can decide this, but then I got to do the work. Like, how do I do the work? How do I remember who I am? How do I claim that worthiness? How do I learn to love myself again? How do I get clarity on what I want? How do I get what I want? I've been trying so goddamn hard, like I'm just not getting there. So this is for you, sister, if you have hit that bottom or the next bottom, or you're seeing yourself that you're going to hit it, right? And you don't want to hit that wall. You can just you can see, it's like a million different metaphors in here. You can see the writing on the wall, right? You're at a crisis. You're just at this crossroads, like I can go left or right. I want to go right. I just don't know how to do that. Right? I feel like I'm all alone. I've been trying all these things. So you put some effort into this for sure, but now you're just at the point where you're stuck and you're lost and we're closer. And you know that if you continue down this path, you're going to lose more time, more money as a result, more pain, more suffering. It's going to impact more people. And you're just at a point where you're like, enough. It's time for me to take some significant action. And so this sounds like you, then I'm going to invite you to apply. I'm going to urge you. I'm going to strongly encourage that you take the step, okay, to apply. So here's how you apply. Simply send me an email, drkarenosborn@gmail.com, drkarenosborn@gmail.com, and say, Karen, I'd like to apply, and check it out. I actually gave out my phone number last episode. I'm going to do this again. here we go. You can also send me a text and say, Karen, I'd like to apply for the retreat, because there's only 10 spots, okay? I have 2 women that are getting back to me today about spots. Like, these are going quickly. Do not hesitate. Remember, action in the moment, action in the moment. Okay, so this is action you can take. So you can also send me a text. Please don't call me. I won't pick up the phone. I just won't. If I don't know who it is, I can't go into an unknown conversation not knowing where this is. So send me a text and say, Karen, I'd like to apply. Here's my cell number, 250-589-4811. So 250-589-4811. Okay, text me and say, I'd like to apply. And I will send you the application. And we will start the process. And you and I could be having these conversations eyeball to eyeball here in a little bit over 2 months in Victoria, BC, Canada, where I live. Beautiful BC. Beautiful Victoria. Oceans, mountains, nature all around us. Deers walking. I'm not kidding you. Deers that wander through the city. Like, it is just the absolute most spectacular spiritual place for us to have this experience. So 10 spots left. Okay, that's it. There'll be 12 total women, very intimate. I am so ready to do this again. It's been almost 2 years since my last live event. So there's a lot of women that are waiting in the wings for like, when's the next one? And so there's, I've been getting as many as 4 applications a day coming in really fast and furious. So text me 250-589-4811 or email drkarenosborne@gmail.com. Say, Karen, I would like to apply ASAP. Okay, sister. I will talk to the next episode. A life of more is really one step away from you going first. Every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.